Hi, this is Monica Haynes, and this is the final part two for my social media campaign. In our community was called Beauty Is, and the goal of that community was to build a community devoted to expanding the definition of beauty and encouraging better self-image in women. So, what we were doing as part of this campaign, we had a specific campaign called Beauty and Art and Advertising. And so we utilized Facebook, WordPress, Twitter, and then added a Pinterest board. And what our goal was for these was in the Pinterest board, we had four boards, and we focused a lot on the campaign, which was called Beauty and Art and Advertising. So we developed that board. We carried the themes over in Facebook and on the WordPress blog and also in Twitter. So that theme was carried out content-wise throughout all of those platforms. Here you see our Pinterest board page. And as you can see, we didn't get the kind of engagement that we wanted to have. We got a late start with Pinterest. And so we only ended up with 2 followers. We had 4 boards and 113 pins and 1 like. You can see some of our boards here. We had the Beauty and Art and Advertising, where we used images from vintage advertising and also from art exhibitions. We also had Beautiful Women Behaving Badly, which was one of our boards, and that was really writing about women in the news and also women in reality television. Here's the board from Beauty and Art and Advertising. You can see there are vintage ads, as I said. There are more modern ads, and so I like the images that we had, and I was just disappointed that we didn't get the level of engagement because I think it was a very fascinating board and one where you could really see how things had changed over time in terms of portrayal of women in advertising. This is the Posing Beauty in African American Culture board, and this was inspired by an exhibit of the same name at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. Um, and see, these images are women, but the board also included men as well. And this is screenshot of the women behaving badly board, beautiful women behaving badly. And you can see there are some images from um, reality television shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop, and then also because of the whole Donald Sterling controversy, we posted V. Stiviano, who's the woman at the center of that. We did get some engagement. There were people that did, pin some of the pins, but it wasn't at the level that we wanted to have. This is our Facebook page, which was called Beauty Is, and we ended up with 38 likes for the page. Of course, you always want to have more, but we had enough to at least to get our analytics for that. Um, as you can see with our Facebook page, this is this current week, and every week we were able to increase the engagement. So that was good. You can see we had, as I said, 38 likes, and that was up 18.8% from the previous week. In terms of reach, that had increased by 1.5% from last week, and then people engaged also increased 15.8% from last week. So I was very happy with Facebook and the increased engagement. So it was going up. Here's another bit of analytics from the Facebook page, Beauty Is, and this has to do with the visits, and this is looking at about a month time, and you can see how the visits went and started to increase, go down some days and up other days. This is was our most popular post on the Facebook page, and this was uh, actually a WordPress blog that we put a link on to the Facebook page, and this was on V. Stiviano, the woman at the center of the Donald Sterling controversy. And so that was a very popular post because it was, I think, in the news and everybody wanted to read about her. So we tried to look at things that were in the news and spin off of that and see how we could utilize that to in keeping with the theme of our community. Here's some of the posts that were popular on the Beauty Is Facebook page. This is one from a vintage advertisement, and it was just fascinating to me because of the language that was used and the kind of double entendre there. I don't think you'd be able to get away with that today, but it goes to what we were talking about in terms of how women are portrayed. This was another popular post also. This had to do with quotes that had to do with beauty, and it was a link to our WordPress blog, and so that had 42 people. And then this was popular also. This was another link to the WordPress blog, and this was the cover of Rolling Stone with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And so when you looked at who was, reading the page, you see that 84% of our fans for the page were women, and 41% of that were women in the age range 45 to 54. And so we didn't get the engagement that we wanted in terms of the younger women. So I think it would behoove us to look at the content more and see where we could get that engagement for younger women, because we only really had a total of about 19% of the young women. Here is our Twitter profile overview. Our Twitter name was at Discuss Beauty. We did end up with 27 followers, but we didn't get the kind of engagement that we wanted, and I actually reached out to directly to some of the people that I came across that were writing on the subject of beauty and self-image, but I think I only got one person that actually followed at that request. And here is the Beauty Is Google Plus page, and we didn't get a lot of engagement on that page, so I didn't focus on it a lot for this last couple weeks. But I did post something from my Pinterest to another Google Plus page that had to do with beauty, and so I did get a lot more engagement that way. And so that's probably something that I would do going into the future. I would do more of that to get that engagement. Here is the WordPress page, and this was the most popular of all of the platforms that we used. I think this got more engagement than any of the other ones. Here is some of the analytics, and you can see across the month up to May 7th that we had 224 views, and our best day was April 21st when we had 29 views that day. And here's the more detailed information about that April 21st. And here's some of the comments that we got on the WordPress blog, some of our postings, and then some of the postings were also posted to other blogs and other sites. What platforms work best? I think WordPress, because there was more engagement there, and then Facebook because we did have a broader reach there. The least successful platforms were Twitter, because I think just I didn't have the right mix of the content. And then Pinterest, I think because we started too late with that, and then Google Plus because I needed to really do more research on the other Google Plus pages and to get the engagement with them. In conclusion, I think that the campaign needed to do a better job of tapping into the other communities that were focused on the kind of discussion that we had. We couldn't just do the traditional beauty communities because they were really focused on beauty products and tips and things like that. And even the communities that I thought that I would be able to engage with and sort of broaden that and get that discussion going, it didn't materialize the way that I thought that it would. I got a few people that were interested in, that topic, but I didn't really get them engaged on a regular basis into my content. So I think that the campaign should continue using the WordPress blog and Facebook and maybe Pinterest, just because I like that visual aspect of it and being able to curate the Pinterest boards. So I think if I had more time, I probably could have done a better job with the Pinterest. So overall, I think that the campaign could have been better, but I think that with time that it could grow and that we could develop that discussion and have the expansion of that discussion that I wanted to have, and also to develop the kind of content that would get the younger audience engaged. Um, so that concludes my report. Thank you very much. Bye.